name is Mr. Jewkes, Jordan Jewkes. You guys know Jordan Jewkes?
Yep.
I'm his dad. And I am a lawyer. You guys know what a lawyer is?
Yes.
What's a lawyer? What's your name? Luke, what's a lawyer? Yeah, he defends people. That's exactly right. Defends people from what? You in the back with the red shirt.
Jail or.
What's your name?
Billy.
Billy. What do lawyers do? Defend people from what?
Going to jail or getting like the death sentence.
Maybe. Hopefully no one has that. But yeah. What's your name in the back?
Anise.
Anise. That's a pretty name. What do lawyers do?
They like defend suspects for like doing crimes and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Besides talk a lot, what else do lawyers do? What's your name? Jacob. Yeah, that's what I like. We don't defend people, we protect people from getting sued. All right, so let me ask you some questions. We talk about defending people and protecting people and helping people out. We're talking about laws, right? Breaking laws, breaking rules, making sure we have laws in society. So let's take a few minutes and first make sure we're all on the same page about what laws we have. What do we call a set of laws or a group of rules? Anise?
Amendments? Or I forgot amendments.
Okay, that's not bad. That's a good one. What else? It starts with C and ends with constitution.
Constitution.
You guys are very smart. Very, very smart. Okay, so one of the rules that we're going to set in our classroom today, I know you probably already have this rule, but when we get called upon or we talk, what we're going to do is raise our hands, and then if you get called on, you say your name. All right?
Okay.
Sound good? Do you guys all agree to follow that rule?
Yes.
You agree too? What's your name? Gil. You agree to that one? Huh? Mikhail. Do you agree to follow that rule? Raise your hand and when I ask you your name and say your name. Sound good? Everyone else? What's your name? Ramsey. You agree to that rule too? All right, cool. All right, here we go. Is there a constitution in the United States? What's it called? What's your name? What'd you say, John Michael? Yeah, just the Constitution of the United States. That's exactly right. And so, do we have well, let me ask you this. What state do we live in? I didn't hear any of that. What's your name?
Billy.
Billy. What state do we live in?
Georgia.
That's exactly right. It's not Florida, right? We might live in South Carolina. I'm not sure. Are we sure? Is it South Carolina or Georgia?
It's
Okay, I'm not sure. The last time I gave this presentation was at Arbor Springs, and this next question, I think, was the hardest question I asked them. What city do we live in? What's your name?
Braden.
Yeah. Yeah, we're in Noonan. Tough one, huh? Good job. Is there a state of Georgia constitution? What did you say? What's your name? Aaron. Is there a constitution here in the state? There's no rules in the state we have to follow? We can just kind of drive wherever we want on the roads, take whatever we want from people's houses. Of course there's a constitution in the state, right? We have to follow rules, right? So here's the question. Is there a constitution in the city? What's your name? Yeah, you. Janaya. Are there rules in the city we have to follow? Yes, there are, aren't there? We can't, like if we take our dog out, we have to have a leash on it. If we have a dangerous animal, we have to protect it from other people. We can't speed, right? If you speed in Noonan, what's going to happen? Police are going to, maybe not arrest you, but at least give you a ticket, right? So let me ask you this. This is getting more and more difficult, huh? I'm starting to sweat. Is there a constitution in your school or in your classroom?
Yes.
I didn't hear any of that. I have to see hands raised, yeah? What's your name? Asher, I like that name. Is there a constitution in the school or in Ms. Page's classroom? Where is the constitution or set of rules in Ms. Page's classroom? She is the judge and the king here, right? Where are the rules in the constitution here? Did you guys get a handout on your first day of school that says be nice and respectful and don't hit people?
No, she just said.
Yes.
A Jenga.
Are there Luis, where are they at?
And now they're
Respect, integrity, oh, then the eagles rise, that stuff as well? All right, very cool. So we have rules or constitution in this classroom that we have to follow. So if you think about it, what is a constitution and lawyers, what do they have similar to each other? What does a lawyer do with rules or with constitutions? Yeah, Luis?
they have to follow you.
Yeah, they have to follow them. Sure, everyone has to follow them. Even Miss Page has to follow them. What else? What are some of the other rules about constitution or attorneys and rules? What else? What's your name? Sai. What do lawyers have to do with laws? Did you get that? Lawyer and law? Remember on the board?
Lawyers help use the laws to protect people.
Yeah, I like that response, Sai. Good one. Did you see that? Lawyer and law? So, let's use it. What happens if you guys break a rule? Hey, you did all the talk. I just see hands. What was your name? April. That's a pretty name. What happens if you break a law, break a rule? You might get in trouble. That's exactly right. Let me ask you this. Okay. What is the purpose? Why do we get together and draft constitutions and draft laws and make sure we're all following them? What do laws do for us? What's your name? Austin. Yes, they keep us safe. That's a great response. What else? What's your name? Oh, what's your name? Lou.
They help your
Yeah, they help the economy stay together. What else? What's your name? Lily. They keep you from getting in trouble, keep you safe, help you stay together, help you stay organized, right? So let's use a silly example. And let's talk about one of the laws of the Constitution that we're going to make up. And I'm going to call on Sam to come on up here. And Sam is going to be our alleged rule breaker. Now, our rule today that we're talking about is a very serious rule that we cannot mess around with, because if we do, it's very dangerous and someone might get hurt. The rule is you cannot pick your nose. Because if you pick your nose, guess what happens? The law says you have to go to Principal Johnson's classroom. All right? So, Sam, we're going to do guys versus girls. Who is the girl in here that is the least annoying to you? They're all equally annoying, right? Someone, call on a girl to come up here. Alyssa. All right, this is gonna be great. Come on up. Come on down. All right, so Alyssa, here, you come on this side, Sam. Alyssa's on this side. Alyssa, guess what she is saying she saw Sam do? Oh, that's exactly right. Did you see Sam pick his nose? And we've got, this is what we have to figure out. Was it an actual pick or was it just a scratch? What do you say? It was an actual pick. Oh my goodness, Sam. What do you think about that? What is your defense to this accusation? It was just a scratch, right? I was just touching my nose like this. I wasn't actually putting my finger in my nose, right? That's what you're saying, right? So there's no pictures here, right? We don't have any evidence, so what do we have to do? Sam is getting kind of nervous, right? He's like, Alyssa has accused me of something that I didn't do. And Sam, he feels like he's going to have to get in trouble. Miss Page is asking Sam, you know what the rules are? If you picked your nose, I got to send you the principal. So who is an expert professional, someone who has lots of training and expertise that can help Sam through this quagmire? Someone I haven't called on. In the red shirt. Who can Sam call on to help him on this conundrum? Someone who has been to law school and has lots of training.
Amir, he doesn't mean necessarily.
Thank you, Miss Page. Someone who is maybe even a lawyer. Yes, that's great. Is it Sam, right? No, what's your name?
Amir.
Ramir? Amir. My hearing is very bad. So, Amir is right. Sam can retain a lawyer to help him so he doesn't have to go to the principal's office. And so he's going to hire me. I appreciate that. Sam's a good job. He's a good guy. I appreciate that. So Sam has hired me, and what am I going to do to defend Sam, to advocate for him? Now, advocate is probably a high school word. I don't know if you guys know what that means. You guys know what advocate means? You guys do? All right, good. I'm just messing with you. What does advocate mean? You don't know? Advocate means I'm going to be your representative. I'm going to speak on your behalf and argue for you, okay? So I'm going to advocate or be his lawyer, okay? So we don't have any camera. We don't have any photos. What can I do to prove Sam's innocence? I didn't hear that because I didn't see any. All right, what's your name? Austin.
Witnesses.
All right. Austin, were you a witness to this? You weren't. Okay, so we can't interview you. Sam, who is sitting by you that you think is going to say what really happened, which is just a scratch? What's your name? Blue shirt.
Duncan.
Duncan, did you see a pick or a scratch?
Sitting behind you.
All right. So Duncan is going to be your first witness that it really wasn't an actual pick. It was just sort of, like one of those things. So it was just a scratch. All right. Who else was sitting next to Sam that can advocate for him? What's your name? What? Azaria. Okay. Azaria is a girl, so we're not sure what she's going to say. Did you see a pick or a scratch?
Yes. I saw a pit.
Oh! She took the girl side. So Alyssa, she's probably going to be your witness, okay? So, sorry, Sam. That's one against you, one in your favor. What's another? We need a boy. Sai, what did you see? Did you see a pick or scratch?
I think it was more of a pig.
Oh, man. Sam, you're worried here, buddy. Who, Sam, who, tell us, give me some names of people I can go talk to establish evidence in your favor that it's just a scratch and not a pick. Asher, what did you see?
Scratch.
Definitely a scratch. Who else? Luis, what did you see?
Scratch.
All right, good. All right, so now, when the appointment comes, you have to go before the judge, Ms. Page or Ms. Johnson. I'm going to go in with your attorney. I'm going to say, look, guys, Ms. Page or Ms. Johnson, my client's been falsely accused. He's never picked his nose. But more importantly, Asher and Luis, and who else was it? Ben? Duncan. Ben and Duncan, it's pretty much the same. They all saw a scratch. They admit he touched his nose, but it was because he had some dust or something on it.
Ew, that one?
They are friends with him. So that's kind of how we're going to prove our case, right? What do you guys think? Pick or scratch? We all know. So that's a silly example, right? So we all know Sam didn't really pick his nose and never has. So I want to give a big round of applause to Alyssa and Sam for being our test people, okay? So thank you, good job. So do you guys have any questions about then a little bit about what a lawyer does? Luke.
What's like the hardest case?
Believe it or not, I do cases where I don't involve accusations of criminal conduct, like where someone broke the law. I deal in more civil, what we call civil litigation or civil disputes. So let me give you an example of this, okay? Raise your hand if you went to Arbor Springs. All right. If you've heard this before, don't share it with anybody. All right, I'm gonna erase this. Let's say, who wants to be our next test subject? Lily, right? Thank you for raising your hand. Lily lives here in this property. She has a nice house. Lily plays soccer, right? She has a nice soccer field down here. And one day she planted a tree. Nice big oak tree. Great year. So who's the boy that lives next to Lily? Someone we haven't called on. What's your name again? Mikkel? Mikkel. Right? Am I saying that right?
Huh?
Am I saying that right, Mikkel?
Yes.
All right, Mikkel lives right next to Lily. And I'm going to put L for Lily. And I'm going to put, Mikkel lives in a nice big house. What's your favorite car? What car do you drive?
Benz.
Have you already?
No.
I drive
Minivan.
Just give me a car.
A minivan.
Was it?
One
Lamborghini. Oh,
man.
that's nice. So you drive a nice Lamborghini. Am I a good artist?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright, so he drives a Lamborghini. And Mikkel and Lily are good buds. They go out and play soccer and basketball and football and types of things. And they have Thanksgiving dinner together. But but winter comes, and guess what happens? One day, Mikkel wakes up, and guess what's happening?
Tree fell on the car.
Oh, you didn't hear any of that because you didn't raise your hands.
That's exactly right. Thank you. So the tree has fallen at night. And guess what Mikkel does?
Scream.
He goes and he says to Lily, hey, Lily, I thank you for inviting me over to Thanksgiving. I like playing soccer with you, but I need you to pay for my tree. And Lily says, you know what? I like you, Mikkel. You're a nice guy. You helped me out in school. And you helped me eat Thanksgiving dinner, but I didn't do anything to that tree. It just fell. So now Mikkel, his Lamborghini's broken. His house is partially destroyed because it was a big oak tree. He's got to go talk to a very professional person, a lawyer, right? Sorry about that. And the lawyer, so he comes into my office. I'm going to ask Mikkel one question. One question. What do you think that question is that I asked Mikkel to help resolve this civil dispute? What's your name again? Asher. What would I ask Mikkel? One question. That's a pretty good question. Not exactly it, but that's a pretty good question. Duncan.
Was there any marks on the tree if there's like an axe or chainsaw?
So you're going to wonder if someone would cut it down. Okay, all right. Let's assume that's not what happened, but that's a good thought. What's your name again in the back? Brady. What question would you ask if you were a lawyer? Everyone put on your lawyer hat. What question would you ask Mikkel if you were a lawyer?
Was it her tree?
Well, we know it was her tree because it was on her property, right? Okay, so that's a good idea. What else? And the Under Armour shirt. What would you say? What was your name? What was your name? I can't hear you. Kirkley. Okay.
Are there any witnesses?
Okay, someone witnessed the tree fall. That's a good question, but that's not one I would ask first. In the white shirt, what would you say? That's a good question, but that's not what I'd ask. What was your name again? Jacob. Even before that, I would ask another question. Austin.
What happened?
Okay, but that's not the exact question I would ask. Blue shirt.
Well, John, I thought, was it enough damage for you to come and see her?
Before I even ask that question, because he's already come to me, so I already know something bad's happened. I already know it was Lily's tree that fell. Anise.
Did you get any damage, harm to, like, did you get any
He's already
harm
come to me,
you?
so I already know that there's damage to his car. But that's
No,
good.
like to him, bodily.
No, he was asleep in his bed. I think he's okay. Fortunately. Any other thoughts? In the back.
Oh, really? Did lightning strike the tree?
That's a good question, but that's not the one I would ask. Miss Page, do you have any ideas?
I had one a minute ago.
Okay. The question I'd ask is specific about the tree and what condition it was in.
Was it dead?
Wait. What's your name?
Aaliyah.
Aaliyah. Was it dead? That's the $1 million question. Good job. She should go to law school and be a lawyer.
Here's some money.
So why would I ask if the tree was dead or not? Sigh.
Because if it was dead, it would have.
Everyone put on your lawyer hat and listen up.
If it was dead, it could have fallen on its own, but if it was alive, someone would have had to cut it down.
Okay, that's a very good point. So what he is saying is if the tree was dead, it could have fallen on its own. So what does the law say? This is common sense. What do you think the law says if something is dead, a tree is dead on your property? What are you supposed to do? What's your name? Riley? What do you think the law says if the tree is dead on your property, especially if it's hanging over someone else's Lamborghini? Yeah, you should go to law school too. You got to cut that tree down. Why do you have to cut a dead tree down? Aaliyah?
Because something worse might happen to it, like it might be a really tall tree and might fall on your whole house.
Someone might get injured. Someone's car might get broken. Someone's house might get destroyed. And so the law says if you have a dead tree on your property, you probably need to take it down, especially if it's may hurt somebody. All right? Does that make sense? Yeah, so you guys can all be lawyers, right? Now, here's another question. How do you know if a tree is dead or not? That's a silly question. That's probably not something you thought you'd be talking about in 6th grade in Miss Page's class this morning, right? Alyssa?
Because the leaves fall off. Wait, no.
No, you're doing good. You're doing good. But what if it's winter?
I don't know.
All right. Duncan?
You could see if it's dead if the bark is shaving on itself.
That's a great one. The bark is starting to slough off. Because in the winter, remember we said this was around Thanksgiving or Christmas, and maybe the leaves have already fallen off. What does the tree look like in summer? I would say, Mikkel, well, what did the tree look like in summer? Did it have any leaves on it? Or was the bark falling off? What are some other ways we can know if a tree is dead? Someone that hasn't given me any information. What's your name? April. What is another way we can tell if a tree is dead? Yeah, so maybe there's other branches that had fallen. Or maybe Mikkel and Lily, while they were playing soccer outside, they had said, oh, I like that tree, but it looks like it's dying. And she says, yeah, I need to take it down. Uh-oh, Lily's in trouble, huh? Yeah.
It would be like tilted a little bit.
Yeah, you guys know the Leaning Tower of Pisa?
Yes.
Yeah. What if that tree looks like the Leaning Tower of Pisa? Pisa, right? Then you're going to say, Mikkel's going to say, man, Lily, you should have taken that tree down. So I would tell Mikkel, if that tree was dead, I would say, you probably have a case, and we probably need to try and get Lily to pay for it. But if the tree was alive, then what do we do? And the tree fell. Then we start saying things like, well, how did that tree fall? Did someone cut it down? Someone talked about that. Or lightning. Then we call lightning or something like that an act of God or something, a natural disaster that no one could have prevented. And if that's the case, then no one's responsible. All right? Isn't that kind of cool how you can kind of start to look at things and examine them according to what the law says? That's a little bit about what I do for a living. I start, when people come to me with a problem, I try and figure out how the law applies to help them solve it. All right? Does that sound kind of cool? So let's take the rest of the time. I want to take the last few minutes I have and see if you guys have any questions. What questions do you have for me as an attorney?
So like,
John Michael, right? Yeah.
what would happen if Mikkel were to like cut the tree down and make it fall on his property?
So get hurt.
What do you think would happen?
I think
You go to jail.
he would probably go to court and
Yeah. So the law says if you harm someone negligently, or if you don't use the care of a reasonable person, or if you're not careful about something, you hurt someone, then you should have to pay for whatever happened to that person, right? It's kind of like in what I do on a very regular basis is car accidents. So if someone rear ends you, you pull up to the stop sign, right? Raise your hand if you've ever been in a car accident. Oh, holy cow, that's a lot. Do you have to? Yeah, so you pull up to the stop sign, and the person behind you goes and hits you. And you're like, oh, I gotta go to the doctor, right? So that person should probably pay for your medical bills if they did that, right? Kind of like this, if there was a reason that this tree should have been known it was gonna fall down, and they don't do anything to take care of it, you may have to pay for that person's car or vehicle or something like that, whatever damages it caused.
I think someone made a comment, though, what happens if Mikkel cut it? That would be like fraud, right?
Yeah, so.
That's kind of what they were talking
Oh,
about.
I see what you're saying. So if Mikkel went and said, I need a new car, so I'm gonna get Lily to pay for it and cut it down, yeah, that wouldn't be good. We'd go look at the tree. I've actually hired arborists. Do you guys know what an arborist is?
detective.
What was that?
A detective.
We'll call it a tree detective. An arborist deals with
You can see
trees.
if you cut it.
I've actually had to hire a tree before, where a tree fell, and I had to ask the expert if that tree was dead or dying, right? And the expert, in most of the cases, say, yeah, that's a tree that they should have known was about to fall down. So that's a good question. Anise, what question do you have for me?
How many years of law school did you have to go to be a lawyer?
That's a great question. So to be a lawyer, you have to go to 3 years of law school after you finish college. And in order to get into law school, you have to take what's called the LSAT, or the Law School Admissions Test. So you go to 4 years of college, or you get your college degree, then you take the LSAT, or that test, and depending on how well you do, you go to law school. And then after law school, after the 3 years of law school, you have to then take a bar exam. A bar exam is administered by the state. It's usually a 1 or 2 day test. Have you guys ever taken a 2 day test before?
You ever
I've
taken a
taken
state test before?
No.
What was that?
State test?
Oh yeah, that'll prepare you for the bar exam. And then once you pass the bar exam, then you can practice in the state. So, did you have a question? Sai, did you have a question?
How long have you been working as a lawyer?
So I graduated from law school in 2007. That's when you guys were born?
That's more stuff.
All right, what other questions do you have, Luke? You know, I've had several tree case falls. You know, I had one that we resolved last year where a lady was living in a little house, and a tree limb about as big as, can you guys see this rug that I'm standing on? It's a gray rug. It's about this big and about this wide. It fell through her ceiling, and when she was asleep laying on her bed, it bounced off her chest. And she's lucky she didn't die, and so she called me and she said, Mr. Jewkes, I'm in the hospital, I need some help. So I went and I hired an arborist. Remember what an arborist is? A tree detective. He came and he looked at that tree and he says, there's been many times limbs have fallen off this tree and it's about to fall over itself. It's dying. And my client even said, look, Mr. Jewkes, this is the third or fourth time that a branch has fallen off this tree into my home, and I told my landlord to cut that tree down. So do you think I would be able to help her in that case? Yeah, and so we were able to help her out and let her get that resolved. So that's the type of case. I mean, so I handle those types of cases. Usually the cases that I handle are when someone's injured. And so I've handled all different types of cases. Yeah, any other questions? Anise?
What was the last case you had, like, to just, like, settle a dispute?
Yeah, I mean, I settled a case yesterday. So it just depends. I had someone, the case I settled yesterday was where someone went into a store where they sell a lot of tools, and they tried to take a tool off a shelf, and the tool had been misplaced on the shelf by the employees of the store. And when he went to grab it, a box was caught on that tool and it fell right on his head. And he was okay, fortunately, but that was one that we were able to help out with him yesterday. Any other questions you guys have? So, what do you think it takes to be a lawyer? What can you guys do in class today and for the rest of the year to prepare to be a lawyer? I'm getting the same things. Yeah, what's your name again? Aaron, what are some things you can do in school to prepare to be a lawyer?